So, anyhow, thank you for coming to our fun Zoom together. We are here because you're alumni. These two are here because they like you, they said. And we are promoting the Week of Engagement that is starting next week. What is the Week of Engagement? Well, last year we had one day of Alumni Day of Engagement, and it was fabulous. But now we're spreading that out into an entire week so that there's more ways for you to give back to Seacrest as an alumni. Of course, you could always make a donation, but more importantly, we want to see you and connect with you. So on Facebook and Instagram, making sure that you follow us. You could talk to us and we can know what you're doing. And you could also share with us cool things. So we're going to be asking you about memories you have from Seacrest and what kind of things Seacrest has taught you that you've taken with you in your adult lives, because I can't believe I'm talking to you as 3 Farrow adults. That's insane. And so yeah, what's the other ways of engaging in the week? Oh, you can help Mr. Job with admissions. You want to tell him anything about that?
Yeah, you would come over here, you'd watch my kid, and I would get work done. That would be awesome. No, but for real, there's families out there that, you know, during this time can't come on campus. They can't see classes in action. So being able to connect with alums, doing just testimonials on video talking about the Seacrest experience, just anything that you feel like a prospective family would benefit from would be fantastic.
Neat. So what's our first question, Mrs. Klink, Maria, Warner?
All right, guys. Next week, we are launching the Week of Engagement. You'll see a whole bunch of stuff on social media about it, and we're asking alumni to give back in more than just donating money. Give back in, like what Ms. Sminder said about testimonials and things like that. So we would love to hear from you guys what your favorite or most memorable moments at Seacrest were. They could be fun, they can be academic, they could be a life lesson learned. Give us what you got.
Alex.
Let's do you first, Karen.
Me first?
Yeah, you got it. You're the last one out of Seacrest. You got first memory.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'd say that probably I'll do 2. My favorite memory that was not academic was watching Morgan win a Fortnite during class and having everybody watch that, including our teachers. So that was fun.
Whose class was that?
It was in Mr. Pohl's class, actually. We learned quite a bit in Mr. Pohl's class.
That was when Fortnite was all the rage, and
Don't worry.
it was during that snack break that we had in between classes for I think like 10 or 15 minutes, and we were wondering where Morgan was. He wasn't at school, and you all keyed me in as to where he was, and then we all got to watch him win that one.
Did you make money?
Streaming on Twitch, and then
Yes,
Mr.
the whole-
Mr. Duffy came in, Mr. Shot came in.
Scott was there. Yeah, we all cheered him on.
Anyone donate?
No one donated, sadly. His streaming career never kicked off from there. He actually had to come back to school immediately after. So, and then I'd say academically, doing all the debating in Mr. Pohl's class, and as well as Mr. Shot's reading and learning and all that stuff. You know, reading The Great Gatsby. I actually just watched the movie with our family a couple days ago, which was pretty fun to know actually what was going on. All right, Zach, your turn.
Yeah, it's doing progression, Alex. You got it.
Okay. Favorite memory. Are we doing an academic one and then a fun one?
I just did a fun one in
Yeah.
academic.
So
Whatever
fun
you want
one-
to share.
Sure. A fun one definitely is dressing up as Tom Cruise. What was that movie called?
Risky Business.
Risky Business. Yeah, dressing up in that and sliding into the gym and doing the dance while Miss Duffy's trying to do announcements was really funny, and just like making eye contact with Mr. Shot and like pointing at him, and he was just like putting his head down like, oh God. And then I went straight from there to a board meeting, I think you were there, Mr. Job, and my mom was there, Miss Duffy was there, the head of the school was there at the time, who I forget at the moment.
Dr. Watson.
Dr. Watson. Dr. Watson was there, and I jumped on the table, played the song, and like did that whole dance there, which was really funny.
Have you forgiven me?
What did I forgive? What did you do?
I had that senior moment where I like did the filming, the recording on my phone wrong.
Oh yeah. He Mr. Joe was gonna record it, and then he didn't hit the button. He hit the button after it stopped, and then yeah. So we didn't get the video, but it's all good. I
think
forgive
Dr.
you.
Watson was very happy that I failed to.
Yeah, I would have been too. And then academically, I think I agree with Jared. Is in the history class, I think it was Mr. Heers and Mr. Pohl. We both had essays that we had to write, and then after we had to defend them. Which, you know, now in college you just kind of write a paper, turn it in, get a grade. But like really having to like research everything and not only research it, but then being able to defend what you wrote, I think is really important and really taught me a lot. Even now when I'm writing my papers, I still try to focus on that. Like, okay, I'm not just turning this in for a grade. Like, let me really research this, get all the facts, and be able to defend it if I was going to defend it in one of your classes. But unfortunately here they don't do that. So, but I think that was one of my best memories academically.
It's been a while, so let me think about it. I'd say, okay, I think one of my fun memories was physics class when we had to make like parachutes or like airbags basically for like a little egg. And we had to launch them with Dr. Fuller. And Tyler, Harrison, and I, and Ben had like the right idea with like a huge slingshot and this contraption with like eggs and like paper mache and all this stuff to like kind of cushion it. And so we had a good idea with the elastic bands to basically have, I think it was Tyler, like hold the elastic bands between his feet, and we stretched it all the way back as far as we could in the hallway, like going up to the chemistry like building. And I guess there was like a painting sitting down or something. Anyway, we launched the egg.
Inside, indoors?
Well, it was supposed to survive. It launched at like 30 miles an hour through his legs, which horrified all of us, and smashed the painting behind us. So that was probably a hilarious moment that kept us going for a while in physics class. Academically, I'd probably say literature of love, because there was like me, Ming, and Alec, because we were all terrified of Mr. Schott at the time. And so we decided we would do Dr. Bowden's class. And so it was like 3 of us versus all the girls in our class. And so every single point was basically the 3 of us versus like 15 or 16 girls arguing, and we were never on the same side. And so that was a lot of fun.
Awesome. All right, Mr. Pohl, do you have any key moments in time through these gentlemen's lives that you want to highlight?
With this crew?
With this crew.
I mean, a lot of my memory, the one that Jared shared was just a hilarious one. A lot of my memories are athletically related with Zach and Alex. And I remember at one point, Zach, now you're like 6'5", 6'8", like you just keep stretching. I don't know what you actually are, but I think you're taller than I am. But at one point you were on the track team, and you were, I think, a freshman and the shortest on the team by 6 inches. I mean, just a transformation that you went through. And I remember a race, like, the whole race went by, and I was like, oh, that was a good race. And then I looked and it was like, here comes Zach. Before the growth spurt.
Yeah, that was fun to sit up. I remember like lining up for that race and being like, wow, I must have pissed Pohl off. I don't know what I did for this, but here we go. Versus all of Naples High football team. Let's do this.
So, and then, going to state meet with Alex and Anna when we were at Carrabba's, and the 2 of them started calling me dad. And when the waiter brought the bill for our food the night before they were both going to compete at the state meet, the waiter rings the bill, and he was like, so is this one check? And I was like, no, this is 3 separate checks. And they were both like, Dad, you always do this to us. We're telling Mom as soon as we get home. The waiter looked at me really confused, like, what is going on? I don't understand this situation. The 2 of them just kept going on. with this shtick, and eventually paid for their food. Then I got up and went to the restroom after we paid, and they stole my phone and did 125 selfies of the two of them together because I left my phone on the table, which was a big mistake. But I come back to just this camera roll of all these pictures. So it was, good memories both in the classroom and a lot of good memories outside of it as well.
Do you remember the waiter like didn't believe you that it was one check and then or separate checks, came back with the check, and he was like, no, it is separate.
I really, I was like, no, seriously, I'm their coach. I'm not their dad.
Hilarious.
Oh, feeling old in that moment.
I feel like, you've got certain students that you teach that they're almost the same person as when you taught them like 7th and 8th grade. Like we had a call last week, same thing with Annalisa and Dale. And I really feel like those two are the same person that I taught in 8th grade. But more so for the three of you, the physical transformation, just the transformation into young men was remarkable. I spent probably more time with Alex of the three of you because, I had him also as an advisee in 8th grade. And that was a really fun group. I think, Zach, maybe we had 7th grade math together, and Jared, you came in for like a half a year in one of my middle school classes.
Yeah, and then I bothered you so much so you decided to leave and go on a trip or something. You never
nuts.
came back. It's crazy. You lost your phone too, so that way we couldn't contact you. That's crazy.
Yeah, I changed phones a lot those years. But it's been really cool to see who you three have become. So different from each other, so different from the very, I think it's okay to say this, immature boys that I knew back in middle school. And that's very cool. And that makes what we do that extra special, that we get to see the transformation all the way through and still be able to connect with you guys like this. So that's my takeaway.
If you, on that note of maturing and growing into the young men that you are right now, if you could think of one characteristic or quality in yourself that you feel that Seacrest either helps you find, discover, or grow, if you could think of one characteristic that you got from Seacrest, or you matured from Seacrest, in that you use maybe now in everyday life or in your jobs, tell us what that could be.
I'd say it's probably speaking to adults. I feel like when you go to Seacrest, maybe like once you're in high school, you're treated as an adult, unless you're immature sometimes, like we have our moments. But for the most part, you guys treat us like we're anyone else in the thing. We're almost family rather than student teacher. And so for that, I feel like I learned a lot, or better at becoming like comfortable around people. So now when I talk to people in my job or executives or people that are a lot higher up, I don't freak out. I feel comfortable expressing what I have to say, what my project was, what I'm getting done. And so I think I learned a lot of that from Seacrest, just from being forced to do like a lot of public speaking, like Alex was saying, a lot of presentations and kind of debates. I did a song at Seacrest morning meeting against my will with the guitar. Once Shot found out I could do that. So that was terrifying, but it was a cool experience and made me a lot more comfortable, like kind of playing in front of people. So I think Seacrest does a really good job at opening you up and allowing you to kind of present that properly, kind of professionally and elegantly.
You want me to go, Alex?
No, I got it.
Pop that.
Thinking about that, I think the same thing, but now instead of the teacher with professionals with us, I'm thinking like group project, and like how I think Seacrest had a lot of group interactions, and there's a lot of diverse people at Seacrest that either want to be in the Seacrest bubble and all that, or you don't want to be. But I feel like Seacrest kind of brought us all together anyways, and all the group projects that we had really taught me to, whatever mindset that they're in or whatever, we're all working together towards this group. And it kind of taught me sometimes to be a leader, whether or not, like, if our group was divided, I was kind of the person to try to bring everybody together and be like, hey, come on guys, like we got the same goal. Let's just get this done. And I think that really translated into my college career, because there's a lot of group projects here that I had to take charge of. And even in on my team, the swimming and diving team, I was captain for 3 years. And so I really had to step up, and I think Seacrest kind of brought that out of me, which is good. Jared?
Well, I don't have a job yet, but definitely in
Neither do
college.
I.
In college, I can feel like I can go and see my teachers, my professors and stuff like that, and talk to them when I'm struggling. I know that a lot of my friends and teammates actually struggle building a connection with their professors, and so they struggle in class and they feel like they don't have any hope on getting a better grade. But usually when I go see the professor, they're actually astonished at like me showing up and like asking for help, or even just having like a conversation with them so they know my face. I mean, it's not the same at Seacrest where it's like 10, 15 kids. It's like 100. I have a class with like 180 kids in it. So the teacher definitely knows me when I go to him, see him in the face that way. If he's thinking about getting me a A or a B, he decides to give me an A because he knows that I've been working hard for it. So I can definitely thank Seacrest for that.
I was wondering if you guys could maybe say something to the other alumni, giving them a reason to give back, whether it's, monetarily or testimonial or helping out. And maybe you can relate that to like why Seacrest is important, or, you just told us what Seacrest taught you and what you took away from it, but why should other people be engaging with us and keeping part of the Alumni Association?
Okay. I mean, I know in my grade specifically, there was a lot of, or maybe it wasn't my grade, but it was like the grade below it. But like at the time that I was in high school as a senior, there's a lot of like, we're kind of going off this path of what Seacrest should be about. And I feel like we had a lot of meetings with like seniors meeting with freshmen, meeting with sophomores, meeting with juniors and stuff. And I feel like if we had the alumni kind of step up and come back and say, hey guys, this is what Seacrest means to us, and this is what it should mean to you guys, because look at where we are now and how important it is now. I think if Seacrest kind of kept going on that wrong path, it would take away the experience. And if the alumni could give back, like we're doing now, or talking about how the Seacrest experience is, I feel like that would have helped maybe my grade, or not my grade, but the lower grades and whatever problems we were having at the time. I think that would have helped, and maybe that's a reason that alumni should give back.
Awesome.
I think kind of bouncing off Alex's idea and bringing the alumni back. Like I know going to the gala, I had a blast. It was the most fun. I'm so glad I went. You guys killed it emceeing that. You guys were awesome. I had a lot of fun betting on things I knew I had no chance of winning. But it was fun to go back and kind of see older alumni, even ones I didn't recognize, and then see teachers and staff, because I think, I don't know, like I said earlier, like Seacrest was kind of a family, and it's a lot of what you make of it, which is kind of what I've learned throughout life, especially throughout Seacrest. Like when I was a freshman, I was obnoxious. I didn't accept authority in my life. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but as I got older, junior and senior year, I realized kind of like how much Seacrest cares for their students and how much, like, if I put in the effort, how much I get out of it. And so it made a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun for me, like my last 2 years, to kind of actually connect with you guys and become part of the family rather than be the outsider or the obnoxious kid or the one getting in trouble. And so I think kind of just having us come back, kind of like Alex said, and just be able to express that and be like, hey guys, like, because we are the way we are, as much as we want to say our parents raised us, and we spent a lot more time with you guys throughout those years than we did with them. And so I feel like Seacrest kind of molds you into a proper professional young human being person. Something like that. That makes sense.
Honestly,
I'd say that one thing is I know that leaving Seacrest, I actually am still very close with a lot of people in my class, and obviously there's a lot of jokes, people are like, oh, Seacrest it's so like small and stuff like that. But the thing is we can actually have friendships when we leave. I know a lot of people that go to different schools that they don't even remember anybody from their high school, because it was so big that as soon as they left, they said, I don't have to deal with those kids anymore. So, I mean, at least now we have friendships that we can when we come back to Naples and stuff like that, we can hang out with people from our old school and stuff like that. We can still come back to our school. I know a lot of people that don't do that because they just don't, like, nobody knows them there. None of the teachers knew them there. Whereas at least here, like, everybody knows everybody. And so like you can at least somebody when you come back, and a face, and everybody remembers you.
that's one thing I want to kind of like jump onto actually is you build lifelong friendships at Seacrest. Like I feel like college, you talk about how you build friends you're gonna have for the rest of your life, and that's all you hear throughout your life. And when you go to college, you realize that like everyone there, nobody wants to talk to their high school friends. But like I've been best friends with Cameron, Ben, Sean, Ashton, Ming, or at least somebody out, I might get in trouble, but we'll just leave it at that for now. And like I've known them for, I don't know, 10 years now, like almost 11. Like I've been to the Bahamas with them. I've gone to Texas to meet Michael Kincaid. Like I have friends that I've known since 8th grade that have hit me up like, hey, I'm back in town for like the day. Like, can we hang out? Like, let's go do stuff. And so I feel like just to have like that Seacrest connection allows you to kind of touch base with people that you like, even if you weren't close when you were at school, you still kind of like reconnect now. Like I'm really good friends with Michael Murray, who I wasn't close with at high school. And so now I'm back in town. He's back in town. We've been having a lot of fun. And so it's cool that Seacrest just allows you to have that like kind of base or that kind of base plate to be able to develop friendship on, even if it's later on in life.
Very cool. Thank you.
So you called out a couple of your friends that you like seeing when you come back in town. I'd like you each to think of 1 or 2 people right now in your head and then call them out to be the next ones we call or the next ones we rely on during the week of engagement next week to show up and support Seacrest.
Like friends or like a family? Because like, I mean, the
Let's do-
Burchett got to do this.
Yes, the Burchetts should have to do this. I think we are doing this with the Burchetts, but
I gotta say, Blake Burchett was on a intro to upper school call last night.
yes, he was.
He's done some engagement.
Good.
Blake has
He's
showed
not
up.
here, so I can't tell him to do it.
I tried to engage. I was supposed to come to the business panel thing, but things kind of got shut down. I get all the boys on a call. I'd happily do a call with everyone. That'd be fun.
It would be fun.
The boys.
Okay, so I mean, yeah, I think of Blake. I mean, the Shalars can do it too. Trying to think of other families or friends.
Have the K's done it yet?
I mean,
Zach.
Zach K or Ben K absolutely crushed the auction. So, yes.
He has engaged with us.
You
Okay.
can never engage too much. It's always good to get Ben back on the hook. He likes to talk and express himself. Get him back in
Might
here.
be Rachel and Kavi's suggestion. Is that who you're talking about? Those Shalars?
Yeah, I was talking about like
Kalika,
the,
perhaps?
I mean, Kieran's graduated too, and Kalika has graduated. So I mean, all of
Get them
them.
all on.
Kieran's
all on.
graduated?
Solar Hoedown.
I'd say Reed, but I don't think he's allowed to even be on the computer during his break from his mission trip.
Oh yeah.
That's a good one then.
The Wilkinson family, I'd say that they.
Wilkinson's a deal, right?
It's like and a quick accolade to Kieran. That dude became such a good friend with his mentor, who was I think a 3rd grader, Kieran's senior year. Then
he came back, didn't he?
Grandparents' and Special Friends Day. The little guy's grandparents couldn't come. Kieran drove down, took a day off of school from Tampa,
Yeah.
drove down and came. So that so cool.
And
I
then with
forgot
that
about our
family,
buddies. Those were so much fun. Oh my
And that-
God.
and that family had Kieran as their guest at the gala too.
Yeah.
I think last remarks, cherish your time at Seacrest. Obviously it's hard right now if it's online, but enjoy the people you spend time with because there's nothing like it. School and college was a great time and I will never forget those years, but Seacrest was also a blast. And I think it was a pretty unique high school experience compared to what I've heard from all my friends that I've met from other places.
Awesome.
I think also I'm sure the seniors don't really have to listen to this, but like don't be afraid to go to a bigger school. It doesn't matter that like, you know, I'm at UF with 50,000 people. It doesn't matter how big the school is. It's your ability to make the new friends and get close to the people that you like. That's what's really important. And so the amount of people at the school is not really an issue, especially with the how we talk to our teachers at Seacrest. We just bring that over into school and here. And I was able to meet with my professors and it was fine. So don't be afraid of the number at a university or something.
I'd say schedule your time. Always set time for homework and studying and stuff like that. Obviously have fun. But It's very important. I know that when I was swimming, I had swimming to help me with like scheduling my time and stuff. But as soon as swimming was over and I was in off season, I remember that I would lose track of schoolwork and I would forget to do certain assignments, and I'd have to talk to my teachers and apologize that I missed it. And it's not because of what you guys are thinking. It's just I forgot. All right.
It was fun. If you're a freshman going to college, just say hi to people. If you're scared to make friends, every single person there is terrified to make friends. I said hi to every single person I walked into. You meet a lot of people. You don't have to be friends with everyone, but it's like everyone's in the same boat. And so like when you just take that, and Seacrest prepares you to engage with people even if you don't want to. You become, you get out of your bubble. Just say hi to people. I said hi to people in line at Starbucks. I said hi to people in the class. I made 2 best friends literally walking by my dorm. I said hi to them. Dude, offered me candy. We're best friends now. Careful in certain situations, but it was a great time. Just say hi. Trust me. It goes a long way, and people are really open to conversation if you start it because everyone's as shy as you are.
Actually, going off of Zach, one thing that I noticed is a lot of people, when they're walking to class, they just put their earbuds in, they stare at their phone, they walk to class. If you actually don't do that and you enjoy walking to class and look at the scenery and stuff, you can actually make a lot of and stuff like that. Like, I noticed that one day I just didn't have my headphones and I was walking to class. My phone was dead. What was I going to do? No technology with me. I waved to people. I said hi to people. And then later on in the day, I saw them again and I actually had conversations with them. And I've actually made some friends outside of swimming and outside of class.
Nice. Good advice, guys. Thank you so much for this call. We really appreciate it. Say hello to your mom and your dad. Say hello to Kalika. Make sure that you guys keep in touch. And next week, be looking for your videos and your debuts on our social media. Connect with us. Always come back to us. We miss you.
We will.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Farrow boys.
Bye.